Should horse shows require soundness inspections? As a horse show photographer, I see so many incredible partnerships in the ring, but I also see something far too common and concerning: lame horses being asked to perform. Lameness isn't just a performance issue, it's a welfare issue. Competing a horse who's hurting can cause long term damage and is something we should all take seriously. So here's the question: should horse shows require soundness inspections before allowing a horse to compete? The truth is, a lot of organizations already do, but at a lot of like local open shows, rodeos, barrel races, inspections are rare. Unless a horse is visibly three-legged lame, it often goes unnoticed or ignored. Imagine how much better it would be for the horses and riders if simple soundness checks were the norm across all events. It would protect the horses, keep the competition fair, and raise the overall standard of care. At the end of the day, every horse deserves to step into the arena feeling their best.
Well, hello, you guys. Welcome. My name is Kate, and this is my cousin Amy, and this is our podcast, The Snitching Hour.
The Snitching Hour.
No,
Sorry.
we worked so hard to come up with that name. We had good ideas, but apparently someone out there named Robert stole our first idea.
Yeah, TMI with TEAMI. Wasn't that so good? And it was our idea.
I know. We didn't even like cheat coming up with it. And you have a hat. You have the TMI hat.
I know. I should have got it. Well, so that's upsetting. But anyway, go on.
Equally as upsetting is today's topic, which you sent me on our messenger about soundness checks at shows. And then we were like, oh my gosh, we just need to like actually do the podcast and talk about this, because surprisingly a controversial subject, soundness checks.
Yes.
So I'll go ahead and I'll just read the post you sent me, the screenshot that I saw.
Okay.
It was from Run for a Million, which hopefully you know what that is, because I don't actually know.
I don't know either.
But they said the contenders for the $1 million competition at the Run for a Million looked gorgeous at the jog this morning. Because of the high level of competition at TRFAM, horses are expected to be in top physical condition. The jog gives the ground jury, a panel of 3 impartial veterinarians, the opportunity to evaluate for soundness and fitness. The welfare of the horse is the priority, and the jog is one of the steps taken at TRFAM to ensure horses are completely sound before they compete.
Yeah, I loved that right when I saw it. That's why I had to send it to you right away, because you and I both have really come a long way as far as our horses' welfare and like realizing that's more important than anything we do with them. And then of course, you know, my friend shared it and there was a comment section, and you know, those can get a little spicy because a lot of places around here, as you know, are mostly like horse shows and the barrel races and stuff, and like nobody hears of, I've never heard of inspections around here before a show, because we don't have a lot of those bigger organizations like the jumping and eventing and stuff like that, which those, a lot of them do inspections, which I think is great because those are heavy sports and the horses go through a lot.
Well, and I was just looking, like it came across my feed that at endurance competitions, there are inspections like at every checkpoint that they hit, the horse has to be inspected for wellness. So it seems like maybe in like other areas it's more common, but it seems to be a bit of a touchy subject, specifically like I think with barrel racers and maybe like Western sports in general, which fuels the divide between them. But yeah, it seemed like the general idea was that people were concerned about is how it could be limiting to like smaller shows. And someone did say like it would be hard to get a veterinarian at these small shows, and that's fair. Yeah. But and you know, I kind of get that. But the one that kind of bothered me was when people started having the conversation about how if there was a wellness check, my horse wouldn't pass, and then I as an amateur couldn't compete, or my kids couldn't compete. And
Yeah, and
that to
I
me
yeah.
felt way different than like, "Oh, we can't
Mhm.
get a veterinarian here."
Mhm. Yeah, 'cause I mean, if your horse is old, that does not mean they're lame.
Well, I think a lot of times with animals that are prey, if you're limping and you're physically, like, outwardly showing pain, you're a target out in the
Mhm.
wild, and so horses, from what I've been told and what I would guess, are probably, like, very tolerant of pain up into a point where they physically cannot help but, like, walk at
Yep.
that gait and show signs of lameness. So
Mhm.
a lot of times, like, we probably think of them like, "Oh, well, they're just in a little bit of pain. They're just carrying, like, my kid, it's gonna be fine." But by the time they're really, like, limping where you can
Yeah.
tell, it's probably severe enough that you would not want to be made to compete like that. But
Mhm.
you're gonna do it with your horse.
Yeah, and horses are super, what do you say, resilient. Like they're
Mhm.
tough. They will do anything for you. So like I do see, like I said, I do photography mostly for barrel races and stuff, and the amount of lame horses that I see, that horse needs a vet check. Like, but anyway, I'm not really good at telling when horses are lame, but so for someone like me to see that, you're like, but horses, like I said, super resilient. They will do anything for you. They will run to death. They really will. They did
Mhm.
back then. You know, you hear old west stories, whatever. They were literally ran their horses to death, and yeah, horses will do anything for you.
Yeah, well, I can't help but think, like, as a kid, I think I would feel betrayed by my parent if they knew better, like, they knew that the horse was in pain,
Hmm.
but they put me competing over teaching me how to care for my horse properly.
Hmm.
Um, and the key being, like, knowing better. Our our dads grew up on, like, a farm where it was very, like, rough and tumble, so, like, the
Hmm.
way they grew up taking care of horses, sorry, yeah, Monty, the fat
We,
baby.
we love the fat
The
baby.
way he just likes being on his shoulder. But the way they took care of horses, like, that was just what they were taught, but it
Hmm.
was not good. It
Like
was
how tell us how we trimmed their feet or
oh my
lack
gosh.
of trimming.
They like, my dad used to talk about all the time how when the horses' hooves got long, they would just run them up and down the gravel road until
It's,
it chipped off
it's so
so
bad. That
bad.
is so bad.
Or,
Or
like,
how
you mentioned a lot that the saddles that we were, like, as little kids putting on these
Mhm.
horses out at grandma and grandpa's were pony saddles on, like,
I
a
know,
big
and they
fat
were
quarter
yeah,
horse.
they were well-built quarter horses, and I look back at these saddles because like, my dad still has some of them, and I'm like, "These these are like 5-inch gullets."
I
Like,
know, it's crazy.
I know, and then, like, we use decorational blankets for saddle pads, like, it's
Yeah.
so
Yep.
embarrassing to look back. That's why, like, I don't judge these people, like, because I was one of them. 15 years ago, I look back at photos from then, and I'm like, "Man, I was worse than a lot of them I see these days."
Kind of felt like back then people were focused on just making your horse do what it needed to do for
Mhm.
you to be, like, in control of your horse.
Yeah,
Is that
and
kinda what you were thinking?
that's
And it
kinda
was,
what
like,
I
at the
yeah.
expense of
Mhm, and,
yeah.
like,
It was
I
all
mean,
about
not
sorry,
everybody
go ahead.
was oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, no, you go ahead. You go.
Okay, you go. No, it's like when we were younger, do you remember we were like, "No, you hang up. No, you."
We were like we were
Oh, okay.
I don't know about you, but growing up, I felt like granted, I was a very, like, tender-hearted, nervous child,
Mhm.
but so much of what was drilled into me is that horse needs to do what you tell it to, no matter what.
Yep,
And
that's
even like so the other day I was out riding my horse Sparrow and she bucked me off on the trail. That has never happened. I've owned her for like coming up on 5 years, never happened before.
mhm,
I've ridden for years and years. I am so sticky. Like that was the first
mhm,
time I've ever come off a horse without choosing to come off of a horse. And I like so I got back on and we redid the whole ride,
mhm.
and I was, like, really proud of myself. I was like, "Yeah, like, I'm not gonna let her think
I'm
that she
so
can just
proud of
buck me
you.
off there and
Yeah.
be done," and I felt good, and then I was talking to the place where I board her and the lady out there, she is like a world-class competitor, like competed in like the horse equivalent of the World Series that I do not understand. Raised all their own horses, completely trained them themselves. Best horses I've ever seen, happiest animals. My horse loves it out there. And she said, well, next time you need to make sure you know why she did that before you get on, because if she was hurt and you got back on, you would just keep hurting her and it would keep
Yeah,
happening. And that
that
was like
makes
this wake
sense.
up
Yeah.
moment of all my life hearing you get back on that horse and you
Yep.
make it do what you need it to do, to
Mm-hmm.
hear like, if she's hurt, you're not fixing anything by getting back on. You need to be smarter. Was
Yep.
like kind of a wake up call in a good way. Even now, when I feel so much more aware of how horses are supposed to be treated
Yeah.
than I did when I was a teenager, it's
Mm-hmm.
still like you're still learning things about like
Yeah. I
caring
mean,
for
we're
your horse.
still always learning. Like that brings me to my ride on Spartan last night, where when it's a rider error and you come off, well, I didn't like fall off or anything, but like I jumped off because I started to chicken out. But anyway, then yes, it wasn't him, and so I get back on, and it's more for me. But like, yeah, I totally agree. Um, we're learning something new, Kate. Here, we'll never quit learning. But yeah, my dad said the same thing. Like, typical cowgirl, don't cry, get back on. Like, you know how many like. Not only was I probably ruining my horse who bucked me off all the time, Peanut, um, I was also ruining myself because every time I got back on, she'd still buck and I'd fall off and like I
Yeah.
hurt. I've gotten concussions and whatever, and like might have saved, you know, might have saved some time and hurt for both me and Peanut, my first horse, if we didn't just get back on, maybe. We figured out what was going on, why she was bucking every time I got on her. Oh, poor
I
thing.
know,
But
right? It's funny because it comes back to this whole idea of these soundness checks. This was so out of character for my horse. Like it was an out of nowhere blow up. Like I
mhm.
didn't feel any buildup in her body. And now I went back to see her the day after. She's lame. She like I
Mm,
didn't notice that at the walk, but when she trots, very obvious. Like so
okay.
obvious I
Yeah.
can see it, and I know nothing about like lameness. Um, and so we think, I was talking again with the owner of the equestrian center, and she said, well, it's only been a few days since she's had her hooves trimmed. She was probably sensitive and she probably stepped on a stone and bruised her
Mm,
soles pretty bad.
yeah.
Um, and so I'm monitoring it now. But the moment I saw that, I stopped everything I was doing. She's on full rest, like she's being monitored, like
Yeah.
immediately. Never in
Yep.
my mind was a thought of riding her,
Mhm.
much less like doing hardcore competitive riding on her
Right.
when she was like that.
No.
And it's not to say that people who do that don't love their horses, but I
I
don't know,
think
the idea
yeah.
of continually like defending knowing your horses is not sound enough to compete.
Mhm.
Defending that you should be able to compete because that's the only way you could. Context matters too, because I mean, like you said, you have Patsy and you let your daughter go out on Patsy and you take care of her.
Mhm.
But I don't, you would consider hopping on her and running barrels on her.
No, no.
So there's different levels of like, she could be like, there's horses that are good if they just have a really small light rider and they're doing some light barrel work.
Mhm.
And there's horses that could have a full 160-pound person on them running the barrels at full speed. And those
Mhm.
are two different levels of soundness that you need in the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah, and like Patsy, like she she's never showed any sign of lameness or anything, and she's or pain. And but because of her age, I'm still just not gonna do that to her because like I think like once they get to a certain point, they're like some horses, it depends on their genetics and everything. I've seen horses, well, my own first horse, she went downhill at 21 and then passed away. Like she was just aged really quickly. And then I've had horses that lived to like over 30. My friend had a
Yeah.
horse that was 36, I believe, like
Oh my
super
God.
old. And they
Yeah,
were
I knew someone who had like a 40-year-old
it's
horse. It was
just
crazy.
crazy. And like
She
a
could have been
lot of
lying.
people I think sometimes I'm like, are you sure about that? Like The only thing I like about registered horses is knowing their official age
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
a lot of people lie about that. Like when you're trying to sell a horse, like you know how many horses I've seen or bought or whatever that like they're like, oh yeah, he's 12 years old, whatever, and then it's like, okay, he's actually like 22. Oh,
Dude, I'm going to talk about my equestrian center again because these people are just so
mhm,
knowledgeable and wonderful. Even they got scammed. They
mm,
thought they were like went and bought like this incredible 12-year-old horse. When they got it, it was like 20 something. All of its teeth were
mm.
rotting and falling out, and they just had to like put it down.
Oh, it's
And they
just
spent like
yeah,
thousands of dollars on this
that's
horse.
so hard. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I feel like we could go on a lot of different topics if we
Oh my
wanted to.
gosh. Yeah.
Like, oh
So,
wait, this isn't a solely horse podcast, but it could be with all the topics we could talk about and
mhm.
experiences we have, and also I don't know if we should like mention like if anybody is ever going to listen to this, definitely write in or message us, email us. I'll link the email with your stories, your barn drama stories or whatever, um anything. It doesn't have to be horse related, but and we will
Yes. Yeah.
snitch about it. We will
Oh
snitch
my
on the people
gosh.
for you.
Yes, and you can choose if you don't want us like maybe change the names if you need, but like if
That
you
or
want us
stay
to like full on
anonymous.
out these
Yeah.
people, we'll
Oh,
do it for you. We'll talk
we'll be the
about
bad
Nancy's
guy.
messy barnyard history.
Yeah.
Like
We will
we'll
talk
do
about your sister going after your sloppy seconds. We'll do that for you.
It'll be great. But yeah. So
Yeah. So, did you have any questions or anything about the main topic? I guess like I can't remember what we talked about in the last or the first episode. The
so
first
fun
time
fact,
we
we're
recorded this.
re-recording because we're a mess and we've been trying to do this for like 3 weeks straight. Um, but yeah, I guess I'm curious,
Hmm.
what for you, like, if you got your way, but we were being considerate to the people who are like, well, I can't run my horse. I would never be
Hmm.
able to compete. Can you hear that?
A little bit. Is it a cat?
That's what I gotta go chase my cat. I'll be
Oh
back.
my gosh. Okay. Stand by.
It was very rhythmic. But if we were making considerations for people who disagree with these checks but still like upholding it,
Mhm.
what would be like your compromise that you'd go for?
I think it depends on the level of competition you're doing. So, like, if a horse had like arthritis but it was still, I mean, you're on soft dirt, you're just gonna walk, trot, whatever. Just, I'm not against Butte, the horse Tylenol. Like if you have to do that once, or twice with like I do that with Patsy before a show, just in case. I don't know if she's in pain. She's never given me any signs, but just because she's old, I'm like, here you go, lady.
Just be
Feel
generous,
good.
you know.
Yeah.
You're
Just a
old, you've heard
generous
drugs.
pill. Pop it. But if you're going to be full on barrel racing, like full speed and compete and whatever, and you're an adult and whatever, and this horse has the arthritis and whatever, um, you know, I just wish people were more concerned about their horse's welfare and like teaching that to the young, the new generations and
Yes.
stuff. Like, especially like when I was in 4-H, as long as I was wearing a helmet or my cowboy hat and a long sleeve button up, we were okay, like have boots that cover your toes and wear jeans and you're good to go. So, um, anyway, sorry, I'm going off track of your question,
No,
but
I actually think that's really like a valuable thing to discuss is we have like an expected attire for like you as a rider, but
mhm,
are we holding the right expectations for what you're as rider? And maybe that's
right,
like a whole other discussion because you get into like
yeah,
saddle fitting, which is
hmm,
complicated as all get out.
yeah,
And you get into conversations about things like bitless bridles versus like having a
hmm.
bit because there's competitions where you're not allowed to
Oh
compete
yeah,
bitless.
or like, and then there's a whole thing on spurs and just anything. Like there's so many extra things people have on their horses, tie downs, like all this stuff. And I'm not saying anything against it. I'd have to do more research and whatever for myself to be able, not
Mhm.
that I can ever judge that, but
I wish I could go back to my old horse and just apologize
I
because the
know.
thing, like what my old horse put up with, what both of my old horses put up with. Like I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm not like dead, because they should have bucked me off and trampled me and left me somewhere to
I
like
wish.
twitch
I
and die.
twitch and die. That was a little graphic. I know, me too. Like my first horse, Peanut, like I said, like I had her for over 10 years, and the poor thing, like she bit me and bucked me off all the time. And everybody's like, "Oh, what a horrible horse," whatever. I'm like, "No, she's my baby." She's biting and bucking me up for a reason. She's in pain. I love our dads are, yeah, but like, and grandpa, but yeah, the way they did things were
a little rough.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's meaningful to say, like, I don't know about your dad, but my dad is really tenderhearted. He loves animals. He has never treated one of my animals badly on purpose. Like, he's
Can't
very
relate.
gentle, you know.
Yeah. Sorry.
But that's a hot topic there. We're not snitching about that one yet.
No.
But like, so you can really care about your animal and do harm by them. And I think like what I really want to emphasize, because some people, and where the internet sucks, is people are like vicious about it, where if you didn't know better, that's your fault and you're evil and you're wrong,
No.
and you show that animal taken away, you killed that animal, and you're like, the animal's still alive and breathing. And they're like, no, you murdered it in cold blood because you fed it the wrong food. So like, ignorance happens, and as long as you're willing to like grow and try and do better, I mean, what more can anyone ask? And in a lot of ways, animals are living like these fantastic lives with us, where they're pampered and cared for.
Yep.
So like, it's not the end of the world if you have to learn from a mistake and like make the mistake in the first place to learn. It's just that you got to learn. So
yeah, that's all. I mean, as a mom of 3 kids, 3 and under, like this is all new, but like I'm constantly learning. You can take all you want from other people's mistakes and experiences, and like I'd say like, oh, I'll never do what my parents did or whatever. My parents were great, but like just, you know, just some things I'm like, oh, I will never do that with my own kids. But then there's a whole different ball game when you're learning yourself, and we all have to sometimes. Yes, you can learn from other people, but a lot of times your own experience is what makes the biggest difference. And definitely still learning a lot. People can tell me all they want, and I'm still going to do my own thing. Yeah, but
okay, this is totally off topic, but I've been like slowly inching closer, and as I get closer, I get paler and paler. So I have to sit back so I don't look. What was that? Oh man.
I'm just like, I feel like I'm yellow compared to you.
I'm like blue and white. Like I look like a ghost. It's bad, but first episode. Would you believe that this is like the 800th time we've tried to record this? It's gone so well.
Last time, I didn't tell you. I should have told you, but your your microphone was hooked up to your headphones instead, so it was horrible quality. And I kept thinking about it, but my ADHD was like putting it off. Maybe it's a good thing to tell you, so we don't have to re-record. But here we are. And now I'm just like feel like I'm just talking out of my, just talking.
I know. Okay. Did you actually fart there?
No.
Was that your mouth?
That's my mouth.
That was really good for
Thank you. I'm really good at it because the kids love stinkies. That's what they call, they think it's the funniest thing. So we do a lot of mouth farting around here.
Man, do you remember as kids when you guys weren't allowed to say fart?
That's why I said stinkies, because that's what I taught them, because I still have a hard time saying the F word.
I remember feeling like such a heathen because growing up, Amy and her siblings couldn't say fart and we could. And it was like, am I like bad?
No, we couldn't say cool. We couldn't sing our God is an awesome God because awesome was a bad word.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Oh my gosh. Hate, stupid. Those were even poop and pee. Like those were bad words.
Say doo-doo.
Doo-doo, potty, stinky. What is
Oh
this
man. The idea that it's like you can't say hate or stupid. You can't sing that God's an awesome God either. Like, oh man.
Oh, the snorting. I didn't think I would snort in the first episode, but
Oh, unlocked that.
yeah.
Man.
You know what I think? I think lame horses are stupid. Or no, not the horses. I think people. No, everybody.
Lame horses are stupid.
No,
This is
I did
not the way
mean
we
that.
wanted to end the podcast.
No, we're talking about
That's
our
gonna be
horse.
our next. That's like what we're gonna get canceled for. They're gonna clip that someday. Like if
Oh
we
my
actually get
gosh.
an audience down the road, they're gonna go back and be like, Amy thinks lame horses are
I know,
stupid. And then we're done.
and if we were live, we would be canceled in the first 10 minutes if we ever did a live. Like, we would
Can
just
I clarify there? The reason we'd get canceled is not because we do like
Oh,
horrible
no.
things. It's because
I
like
shouldn't
we say things and then we pause and we go, I did not mean that to come out that way. Like,
Yeah, no, yes,
so
that's good you
no.
clarify that. Like, I really would love if people did send in stories that we could talk about because I feel like, yes, we have a lot of stories and experiences of our own, but
Mhm.
it would just be more fun with other people's drama and our own because we deal with it every day.
Yeah, like
I'd rather listen to yours.
exactly. Like I need something new to feast upon because if you're gonna make me rehash the antique store drama for the 50th time, I'll do it gladly.
Okay, I'm gonna
But
make you do that.
okay,
Please.
next time, next
Okay.
episode, you guys got to hear about how Carol's a. I can't
A
say that word.
snitch. A snitch.
A snitch.
Yeah.
She's a snitch. Hear all about it on the Snitching Hour.
Yes, the Snitching Hour. Yeah, sorry this was kind of an all over the place thing, but I think you guys get the gist of, is it gist?
Yeah, it's just.
Okay. The gist of this. I'm not high. I'm just a tired mother, okay?
I just realized what the alternative is if you don't enunciate gist. Oh no.
Is this stuff we're keeping in or no?
We probably shouldn't. I don't know.
I think that with the amount we're gonna have to cut out, we're not gonna have much of an episode.
We're not.
Yeah. I think next episode will be better and we'll plan a little better. I'll let you plan the next one. How about that?
Or just next time when we actually plot out what we're gonna say and we get over being awkward in front of the microphone.
Oh my gosh, I know. Baby's crying. I should probably go. But
Right.
Anyway. It was like one of those giant things that look like a mosquito, but they're not.
Oh god.
All right, I think we should. How are we gonna do this?
Thank you guys for listening to the Snitching Hour and snitching a little bit with us. What are you doing? Well, thank you for joining us on the Snitching Hour. This is a little awkward as we kind of dip our toes in the water and figure out how to do this. But we promise it will get more interesting, especially if you send in your stories and your drama. So make sure to use our email, send us your hot goss so we have something to snitch about next time.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for listening if any of you made it through. So
No, they did, but if you did, we love you. To have a little baby kiss on the forehead.
Oh yeah. Just kidding. All right.
Oh, all right.
Bye.
Bye.